purple, give me a purple, give me a purple, purple, purple. College night.
Where the purple and gold are floating. Joe, do you have a favorite college night memory? Is it still here in Palmer, floating around?
I don't know if I could ever choose a favorite, Beverly. But I do remember college night as a time that brought out the best in people, a time of generosity. You know, the friends I had from college and have kept over the years are the friends I met in college night.
Yeah, that's true for me, too. But you know, one of my favorite events, times each year, was Wednesday night joint dress. After weeks of hiding and planning, at last the secret is out.
Beverly, don't you think there's a basic difference between the way golds and purples do business at college night?
Oh, yes. I believe the goals look at college night as a battle in which organization and discipline are fundamental, so we regiment and wonder what in the world you purples are doing, running hither and thither with your heads in the clouds. How do you purples ever win college night?
Well, while our heads are up there in the cumulus masses, we pray to the muses a lot. And it works, doesn't it? You know, Beverly, there's so many traditions tied to college night.
Oh, like handing down pins and sweaters.
And stuffed purple cows.
And lions.
You know, Beverly, I wonder what the first college night was like. 1919. That's 70 years ago. The age of the Roaring Twenties. The dawn of the Roaring Twenties. The age of the aeroplane and the ballet russe, F. Scott Fitzgerald. You know, we're the directors. Why don't we find out? Hey, props! We need a 1920s dorm room on stage, now!
Isn't it all so dandy? It's so great to be back in Montevallo. And I brought the most adorable frock. Well, it won't do you any good with no boys allowed on the premises. Did you ever see a schoolgirl, a schoolgirl, a schoolgirl? Did you ever see a schoolgirl who did not love boys? I heard Dr. Palmer is going to build us a library this year. And let us have a student newspaper. Haven't you heard? Isn't it the limit? Since we're granting degrees this year, the school is going to be renamed Alabama College! Speaking of divine, over the summer, I sure did miss Miss Anna Irvin's good food. Oh, ice cream, chicken, and good brown bread. We ain't had no bread for near a week. We ain't had no taters for to speak. But we've had spare ribs, lamb chops, black-eyed peas, hot pepper sauce till it makes us sneeze. Now ain't Inez keeps us all well fed, but chitlins, gravy, and cornbread, hoe cake, batter cake, Johnny cake, composition and calculus and storytelling.
I'm taking Shakespeare, typing, and breathing exercises for my music. Latin, Cicero, third declension, physics, Einstein, fourth dimension, history, biology, lessons galore. All this stuff is such a bore. The only class I'm sure I'm going to take this year is physical expression and pantomime. Gee, this old bed is rickety. 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 Rickety, rickety Russ. We're not allowed to cuss, but nevertheless you must confess there's nothing the matter with us. Zippity, 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 Sam. We're Montevallo and we don't give up. Hooray!
Guess what, girls? A little bee told me that Dr. Palmer is going to lessen our regulations by 1 or 2 this year.
Oh, you don't mean we could play jazz on Sunday or wear our hiking clothes on Main Street? Oh, can we play our instruments before breakfast or stop into a drugstore when we're out on a Sunday drive? Do you really think we'll be able to talk to a boy for more than 20 minutes without it being called a date? Or let our bare knees peek out between our stockings and our knickers? Oh, I think if he repealed that one, I could just yell. Yell? We got no yell, we want no yell, but when we yell like Montevallo! The 40 regulations were written in the book. The 40 regulations were written in the book. We cut them down to 30. Oh, many years ago.
Cut. Thanks, girls. I think we get the picture. What a spirited performance.
Joe, I've been reading this book some, and did you know that the Dean of Women, Mary Gooch Stahl, originated college night almost on a whim? She wanted an event to brighten the long period between Christmas holidays and the spring.
Yeah, winters must have been really bleak around here at Montevallo with no guys around.
Oh, I'm not so sure that wasn't one of their best little rules. But you know, in spite of all the regulations, they did seem to have a lot of fun. The students celebrated Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and other holidays with skits, tableaux, music, and drills. Somehow, an event held on March 3rd, 1919 was destined to be different, though. To celebrate George Washington's birthday and show appreciation for their school, the girls divided into 4 sides, representing each class, and presented the first college night. Though the seniors won, only one of the stunts is remembered. The juniors was a troupe of world-famous dancing dolls, led by Mademoiselle. Those first years saw each team perform a toast, pep song, slow song, stunt, and impersonation. The dining room was so elaborately decorated by the 4 teams, using real flowers and crepe paper, that it resembled a fairyland.
And this says that 2 years later, in 1921, for the institution's 25th anniversary, the 4 teams became 2 in honor of the school colors purple and gold.
And of course, that year saw the first golden victory, Joe. And that GB consisted of glimpses into the various activities that made up the Montevallo spirit, with scenes of classes, YWCA, club meetings, and gym, sometimes humorous, sometimes artistic. And at the end of each scene, someone deposited a spirit into the great cauldron. And for the finale, Father Time stirred the pot, and amid fire and smoke arose from the cauldron and made a toast to the school.
I drink to you, alma mater, a toast that is true and sincere, with wishes and hopes 1,000-fold for your progress year after year. May true glory spread around you and the standards you uphold. Fail not as the years bring honor to the purple and the gold.
And of course, the evening included, just as it does today, a singing of the alma mater.
In the heart of Alabama dwells our alma mater star. Through her purple gleams before thee. All hail, alma mater, hail to thee.
Well, the 1920s seemed like a lot more fun than I thought with all those rules and regulations.
And there were happy days here in my days, in the 1930s. Do you remember? Like when radio station WAPI hooked up with Alabama College on the air November 14th, 1930. Do you remember?
No, that was before our time.
It was so exciting to broadcast live each week. If only I could do it again.
Well, it worked before. You do it this time.
Sound man! Sound, leave the microphone on stage right now.
And now, Radio WAPI from Montevallo presents the news, February the 16th. President Franklin Delano Roosevelt announced today that he is concerned over the Nazi buildup in Germany. The nation's banks still falter as bread lines become a common sight in our cities. Unemployment is at an all-time high. Here at Alabama College, faculty salaries have been frozen, and plans for new facilities are on hold. So students, count your pennies.
And if you can spare a few, get out to the picture show this week and see Shirley Temple's new movie, Baby Take a Bow, and Tarzan's at it again.
Fashion experts tell us a new material for lady stockings will practically wipe out all others. It's called nylon, and you won't believe how it stretches. And a dance craze seems to be sweeping ballroom. It's called the rumba, and we'll play a little bit for you now.
As you may have heard, the 40-hour work week has been established across the nation as the standard, but not here in Montevallo as we approach our annual battle, College Night. I hear the Purples are putting in 60 to 75-hour work weeks.
Yes, and the goals are up to 80 at least. And here to give us his impression of this year's event is our new leader, the 5th president of Alabama College, Arthur Fort Harmon.
Though the trees of Montevallo are stripped stately bare, buffeting branches against bitter winds, the Purples and the Golds are warmly engaged in preparation for their annual contest. As you may know, College Night started out almost 20 years ago in the dining room as an impromptu midwinter celebration. It soon grew so big, however, the event had to be moved to Reynolds and then into Palmer in 1930. 500 people were refused admission that year, so now we perform on Friday and Saturday nights. I say we, but it is the students who produce these wonderful shows. My predecessor, President Carmichael, banned the faculty from active participation as there was so much rivalry between teachers they were stifling student creativity.